The guys that got in the beginning, this is pretty good. They're a little too good at it. Before long, the beaver in this area began to dry up, and there's nothing more tragic than a dried up beaver. Now, when Denny gets here, thanks for your cake. When Denny gets here in 1851, he looks around, and Beaver's going, God damn it, what are we going to do for money? He looks at the top of Skid Row. There's his answer, logging town. So you should swing around over here. Look at this. This is the oldest photo we have. This is 1865. About 10 years or so after Denny arrives. This is the mill. That's where the terrifying panda resides today, right there. Here's Skid Row. Just out of frame, steep bluffs, timber on top. Here's the main reason Skid Row becomes a dividing line in the beginning. Initially, Doc, remember Doc, our hero?
Yeah.
He owns everything south of Skid Row. And he'll give you his land for dirt cheap. He'll even give it to you for free if you have a business that's viable enough. So he gives you 90 days to make a certain amount of money. If you don't make it, he kicks you off. Because it's the next guy. He doesn't care if you put up a whorehouse, gambling parlor, doesn't matter.
Pay your rent.
Yeah, pay rent. He dies without any money. He's broke. He's got a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Don't we all? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And also, he's got a problem with the ladies. He forgot, you'll like this, he was still married to his first wife. She was back in Ohio. Yeah. He actually comes from Cleveland. Doc does.
Oh, nice.
Hello.
She reminds him that he's still married when she comes to join him and his new wife, Catherine, here 3 years later. Oops, a daisy.
Okay, so he gets married even though he's married.
He gets married when he's married.
How did he...
Well, they don't keep track of that shit.
Yeah, he didn't expect wifey to show up from Cleveland.
But how did he leave her in Cleveland? Like he
gave her everything, the house, all the assets. He was a doctor, he was a medical doctor.
He probably told her he was going on a,
Yeah, he's like, I'll be right back, honey, I'm getting some cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Business.
So he was an ass.
Yeah, he's an ass, yeah.
Okay.
But
I thought he was our hero. I thought he was our hero.
Yeah, okay, he's our hero.
Okay.
It depends on who's telling the story.
Yeah, you got it.
So, when he dies, he's broke, right? Not a penny to his name, even though he builds up Seattle. To the north, residential areas, a couple churches. That's where Denny lived. Remember Denny? Doo-Womp's Denny? Yeah. He was a very pious man. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't gamble, he didn't swear.
But he liked the ladies.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
He was
okay.
very, very prim and proper. But he also, so when
He
he
lived
got
in that
here,
church, Julie.
right, the old church. When he got here, he wanted to base a utopia on his ideals. So he wanted no prostitution in Seattle. He wanted no gambling, no swearing if he could help it. He also wants the economy to be based on sailors.
So him and Dan
lumberjacks.
are enemies, basically.
That's not going to work. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is the key to history making. Denny outlives all the other pioneers. He writes our first history book. Take a guess who he makes the star of that book. Yeah. So all the pimps and prostitutes who actually put money into town, I'll tell you about them in a bit. Doc, they're nowhere near his history book. So there you go. That's the key to history making.
That's
Now,
politics here in the U.S.
Logging town, middle of nowhere. What do you think the ratio was? Men to women.
10 to 1.
That's a good start. That's brutal. It's worse than that.
20 to 1?
25 men for every one woman.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is like the San Francisco of the day.
This is like Live Lounge.
Yeah, or Alaska. Yeah. It's kind of brutal.
So that one woman had her picking.
Yeah, it's like Smurfette. You have to.
I know, right?
Be like the whole
She
town
had
by
her
herself.
picking
That's
on
right.
who she wanted.
Now the guy that was running this white building, it's 4 blocks this way. It's, the Olympic.
It's still there?
Still there. It's a hotel today. It was something different in the beginning. I'll give you a clue. It's very close to a brothel. Close, but not quite.
Strip club.
Think
Strip
you're
club.
on. Brothel.
I said brothel, you said strip club.
Very
So
close. Very close.
Kim Kardashian lived there. The Kardashians live there.
No,
Good
it's
too. The University of Washington. No college grads.
So that's on the middle of the campus. So that's in the campus.
Well, that's where the campus started.
Okay.
that's
And if you
awesome.
go up there, it's still University Way, but there's no university on it. That's where it began. Today they moved it down to Lake Washington. Have you been there? Have you guys checked out the campus? That's pretty cool. Yeah, you should go do that if you have some time. Anyway, first president, 1861, Asa Mercer was his name. So we have Mercer Island in town. We have Mercer Way. He's also Seattle's first pimp. Yes.
Yeah.
No
Sweet.
way.
Yeah, they made a movie about him actually. Well, in the 70s, there was a series called Here Come the Brides. Have you heard about that? About this guy. All right, so he said, I'm going to go to the East Coast, recruit some eligible young ladies. I'm going to bring them back here. His words were, I shall disperse them. He's a classy man, that Asa Mercer, amongst the hundreds of loggers. He comes back after months of travel with a grand total of 11 ladies. 11.
That's enough for me.
Not enough, right? And then he marries one for himself. So now we're down to 10 ladies to disperse. Utter failure at his side job. That's pretty funny, though. Now, the first professional pimp gets here from San Francisco 10
And
years
that's where the
after
dried
this.
up beaver came from, because there was only 10 girls to
Yeah,
a million
not
men.
enough people.
Okay, got it.
Not a beaver.
Yeah, when John Pinnell gets here, have you guys been to San Francisco yet?
Yeah.
On your world travels? I'm
Yeah,
sure
we
you'll go
have.
there
I've
sometime.
been,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All our good pimps and prostitutes come from San Francisco. So, I'll tell you how much they were making when he got here. This is the day after the Great Fire.
Oh, wait, the San Francisco fire or here?
Here. So this town burned down a couple of times. The big one was 1889. The reason we are in an underground is because the fire burned down, and then after that they raised all the streets up around the buildings. You guys heard about that.
Yeah.
In the daytime, they talk like 60 minutes about the fire. I'll give it to you in 30 seconds. Are you ready? Before the fire, buildings are made out of wood. Sidewalks are made out of wood. They use sawdust to fill potholes
Wow,
in
that's
the
a
street.
it's a fire match.
After the Great Fire of 1889, they decided that was a dipshit idea.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to see a lot of stone, brick, and steel as we walk through. But yeah.